Hey guys, Justin here from Simplified Investing. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. As we do every week, these are going to be the 5 stocks we are watching this week. First one being Moderna, second one Netflix, third one Baba, fourth one JPM, and then the fifth one UAL. Hope you guys have a great week and enjoy. So getting things started, for those of you who have watched the previous videos, the first thing I'm going to be doing is breaking down SPY. What have we seen here within the past week, and then what can we expect to see within the coming week? So here on Friday, not trading much volume as expected heading into the holiday weekend. We get this opening gap down into this 394.11 region and a nice move higher here, forming this curling pattern here. You guys can see this cup formation here moving to the upside. Now the big test is going to be a test of this key downtrending, descending trend line here. See, we rejected it back here, rejected it here, rejected it here, gapped up into what looked like a hold above here on what day was this, 12/13, and immediate selling pressure down below here. So really want to see a hold over this 399.21 region, 400 strike level for a continued upside move here. You can see we're testing this downtrend trend line here. I do not want to see a move up in weakness on that first initial move up here. If we do gap up and get weakness here on this pressure or selling pressure, I'm expecting a breakdown continuation back down here into this 390 region here. One thing to note here, let's load in the 200 SMA here, and let's get rid of the VWAP here, or the moving average. Okay, testing this 200 SMA here, and you can see we rejected it back here, rejected it right here. We bounced up, failed, bounced up, failed. Now this is the first attempt to hold of this 200 SMA here, and really why the 200 SMA is an important level is it's used by institutions, hedge funds, and really the biggest macro technical indicator that everyone in the market uses. So let's see if we can hold above this 200 SMA, currently at 397.82. Hold above here on Friday. I want to see a continuation on Tuesday above this descending trend line for potential up into 410. And like I said, if we gap up and reject, I do think we can test down into this 390 region below here. Let me edit the study set here. Okay. First play of the week, and before I get into that, one thing I want to touch on is the VIX. And a lot of times what happens is the VIX is a volatility index. It a lot of times is an inverse measure of the market, not a direct correlation. It's not that if the market goes up, VIX has to go down. It is a volatility index here, and one thing I want to note is we're cracking these lows here on this daily chart here. And let's just draw out these prior lows here. You can see we got this move back down here on 12/2 before we bounced and had a sell-off on the market. Now we're trying to attempt this breakdown here. Now the next thing that I don't want to see is a move down here and then all of a sudden a reclaim back above this into this 20 region on strength. What that would be referred to is a bear trap or a false breakdown here. We get this move down and then we reclaim back up here. Ideally, you want to see a break, test of this 1897 area, reject, and a continuation lower for a bounce or upside move on the market that I was mentioning. That 410 region, again, is going to be very, very key here and holding that descending trend line. That being said, the first play of the week, Moderna. Liking this setup here. You can see we get this pullback back here and we reclaim, and then on 111 and 112, really trying hard to hold this 185.55 region here. And that's noted by all these wicks at the lows, indicating the buying pressure that is present over here. Now what we're trying to form is this curling wedge pattern here with potential up into that 210 area this week. If we can hold in between this zone here from 185.66 into 188.29. And that zone coming back here from where we rejected back here in 8.3 area, also 11.16 here before we got this spike move up here. So liking this above this area right here for a move up into that 210 potential here. Again, a volatile mover, nice strength, just waiting on volume to follow through, but a nice technical sound setup here. Holds this area. I do think we see a continuation higher here within the coming week. The second play, and one that's been on our watch list lately, and one thing that you have to note is Netflix does have earnings. And anytime you have earnings, it doesn't make a difference what the technicals are. Earnings are going to be the fundamental driver of the equity price. That being said, I do think we can gap fill up into this 350 area here. We're finally cracking this gap fill area here at that 328.83 level. You can see we tried to crack above this prior high here from 12.13, rejected, and then we're reclaiming here on Friday. So I do think if we hold above this 328.83 area, we do have room up into that 350 area. Obviously being weary or on the sidelines of the earnings here on 119, that is going to dictate the equity movement. But technicals speaking, nice curling cup pattern formation here, filling this gap level that we had for this earnings gap down here. I do think we can see a continuation move to the upside on this one. Third one, that was on our watch list last week, a very, very nice movement here, basically from 107 all the way up into this 117 area. Nice $10 per share equity movement. I do think we can see a continuation move on this one. All these pullbacks getting bought up here. You can see a pullback bought here, indicated by the wick, bought up, bought up, bought up, and closing on some strength here on Friday. Now, what I would personally like to see is a strong hold here of this 117 area to test into this psych level above at 120.15. And the next region above that into this 124.19, 125 area, and above that into those 52-week highs. So if we do see a continuation move higher here, you can see we got this gap up on 1.4 and a very strong follow through lately, a very strong sector going to keep this one on close watch here. Holds above 117, I do think we see 120 and 124.19 area on a continuation move here to the upside. The fourth play, one that I don't particularly watch too much, but a really nice movement here. On Friday, JPM gap down here. You can see we get filled into 134.80, and we get a very strong trending structure into the close here. So you get a gap down, and then you get all this buying pressure here intraday after this earnings gap down here. Let's go back to the daily chart. If we hold 143.40, retest of this area, I do think we have potential up into that 150 psych level on a very strong follow-through movement here. So Tuesday, watching this one over 143.40, for a continuation move up into that 150 region above. Last one that also you have to be careful of. It does have earnings here. What day is this on? 118. Does have earnings. Watching this one, testing this key 51 region here, breaking on strength here. You can see this very, very strong move ever since we started the new year. All this strength that's coming into the airlines here, breaking in a strong structure and a very strong sector. Holds 51. I do think we test those 52-week highs at that 53 region. Again, as always, anytime you have earnings, it's going to rely solely on the earnings. Technicals make no matter. But very, very nice trending structure move here. Nice continuation. Holding 51, closing with strength here on Friday. I do think we can see a continuation move up into that 53 region, 52-week highs here. So that being said, that wraps up our weekly watch list video for the week. If you did enjoy this video, if you could please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. If you are interested in getting our private course alerts and more, feel free to check out Simplified-Investing.com today. We would love to have you guys on board. Hope you guys all have a great extended weekend and look forward to trading with you all on Tuesday. Thank you.